Hello everyone. Today we're going to discuss the summary of chapter 2 from First Flight book, and the name of the chapter is Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. Long Walk to Freedom is the autobiography of Nelson Mandela, who was the former South African president. And this chapter is the extract from the Long Walk to Freedom book. It includes the description of the inauguration ceremony and citation from his speech and about his journey to being a freedom fighter. It also says about the other countless people who fought for their freedom. In South Africa, a brutal practice named apartheid was very popular in those days. It referred to the discrimination between people on the basis of their race and color. It was one of the most brutal societies in which dark-skinned people were deprived of their basic rights. This lesson gives us an overview of the struggles of Mandela for making the society with no discrimination on the basis of their color, caste, race, age, or gender. So basically this chapter is all about the struggle of freedom of South Africa. So let's start the summary. On May 10th, 1994, Nelson Mandela has taken the vow as the first black president of South Africa, and therefore it was becoming a newborn democratic country. Nelson Mandela took the oath as the first black president. And the ceremony was held at the lovely amphitheatre in the Union Buildings in Pretoria. Politicians and dignitaries from more than 140 countries attended this ceremony. And then started the swearing-in ceremony. Mr. De Klerk was sworn in as second deputy president. After that, Thabo Mbeki as first deputy president, and Nelson Mandela was sworn in as the president of South Africa. Mandela thanked all those dignitaries and assured his countrymen that his country would never ever experience the same suppression of one by another. Democracy had been established in South Africa, and as a result, a government of no discrimination was established. After that, a colorful South African jets and helicopters flew over the Union Buildings. It was for military's loyalty to democracy for a new government. Then the highest military generals, having medals on their chests, saluted the author. The day was symbolized for the author by the playing of two national anthems. The white sang Nkosi Sikelel and the black sang Thy Stem. On that day of inauguration, the author thought of history. Segregation of people according to their races was the most inhumane and the harshest. But now the system of equality had replaced the apartheid. Now it was a system that recognized the rights and freedoms of all people. This auspicious day came after the sacrifices of thousands of the people. The author thought of himself the sum of all those people. He was pained that he couldn't thank them all. He also remembered the freedom fighters. The policy of apartheid created a lasting wound in his country and his people. This policy had produced great freedom fighters. They were like Oliver Tambo, Walter Sisulu, Chief Lutulus, Yusuf Dados. They were all men of uncommon courage, wisdom, and generosity. The country was rich in minerals, but its greatest wealth was its people, who are worth more than the purest diamonds. Nelson Mandela learned the meaning of courage from his comrades during struggling times. He said that courage was not the absence of fear, but the victory over it. And the man who conquers his fear was a brave man. Nelson Mandela said that every man had two obligations in his life. One obligation to his family, parents, wife and children, and second to his people, community and country. The author found it difficult to fulfill these two duties. It was because a colored man in South Africa was punished if he lived like a human being. Such a man was forced to live apart from his own people, so he was not allowed to do his duties to his family. Nelson Mandela realized that along with his brothers and sisters were also deprived of freedom, so he joined the African National Congress. His desire for freedom of everyone changed him from a weak person to a strong one. His hunger for freedom became great for the freedom of his people. The desire for the freedom of his people to live with dignity gave him power. He realized that the freedom is invisible and both the oppressed and the oppressor must be liberated. Thus, the oppressor is as much a prisoner as the oppressed. The oppressor too is not free. So this was the chapter. I hope you understood the summary very well. And now when you look at the questions of this chapter, it will be easy for you to answer them all.